it's gonna be sudden death. I'm not playing around.
No. No. Shut up, Meech. Song is ass.
Please stop singing.
I was right.
You were here first for today. What's the next component?
Oh, bro.
After the condenser.
Receiver dryer.
So this is our trainer test. So it's like, all right, what's up with the receiver dryer? So what effect on the refrigerant does it have? What does it do to the refrigerant? It doesn't necessarily have to change state. You're saying it doesn't change state, right?
What does the receiver? What is the receiver dryer there for?
It does store. It does store liquid. I mean, well, more than storing liquid, it does act as a reservoir, but it ensures. It's insurance, huh? It filters. It acts as a filter. It's not adjusted.
I literally just said that.
It filters. What else? What else does it remove from the refrigerant?
Gas.
Yes, it ensures that gas does not move past that point in the system. Moisture.
Refrigerant.
The desiccant. Refrigerant's all over the place. Refrigerant's not changed that much. Alright, fine. Where are we going to next?
It's not true.
The orifice T.
Yes, our restrictor. Alright, so that's what I want to focus on today.
That's not true.
What?
That's what we're going to focus on today. Alright.
Depending on the temperature outside.
Evaporator. So here's this. Let me introduce you to this one. Alright?
And less refrigerant.
You said that?
So something, here's the thing, we didn't go this, alright? This is really super duper important. This is our focus for the day, alright? It's not gonna be a big day, but it's really important, alright? So something happens with this. We did not really go into this. We just said that it's a big pipe to a little pipe. We did not really go into this yet, alright? That's what we're doing today. But all you need to know right now, right? We left that something happens in this valve or the other restrictor. What was the other restrictor called? You have two kinds of valve and the orifice
tube. Yeah.
Something happens at this point that divides the system from hot into cold. That affects this cooling effect. Something happens. We don't quite know yet, but something happens there, okay? That's what we're gonna talk about today. Not only are you divided from hot to cold, folks, that's what's gonna create your cooling effect. We haven't got there yet. We're gonna talk about how that happens today. You're also dividing it from high pressure to low. Now, what's the typical way you think of as reducing pressure? How would you typically reduce pressure in a system? You're gonna reduce. I got too much air in my tire. I need to reduce the pressure in the tire. What are you gonna do? Let the air out. Somehow, but question: Are we venting refrigerant out of the system?
No.
So somehow we are dropping pressure to the tune of over 100 psi. Somehow we are dropping pressure without venting the refrigerant, without removing refrigerant. So somehow our pressure is going to go down, but the refrigerant content, the refrigerant quantity is going to stay the same. Okay? Because this is the key. This is the key to understanding how we actually get cold. If this valve wasn't here, folks, if this restrictor wasn't here, what temperature do you think our evaporator would be? If it's hot coming out of this, hot liquid,
It's gonna be hot.
it's just going to keep being hot. It's just going to keep being hot. So we've got to do something to this refrigerant. These restrictors do something or make possible an effect that creates a cooling effect, drops our pressure and drops our temperature. All right. So let's talk about that. All right. So let's talk about that. All right. So.
Come on, VP.
Right. Orifice tube. What's the light blue stuff?
Light blue.
What's the light blue stuff here on my board?
Refrigerant, yeah.
Good.
Cold, low pressure refrigerant.
Okay.
Bars.
Now.
Sorry.
Cool. Alright. So let's explain this. Folks, literally, it's a restrictor. All it is, you got a big, I'm over here on the board. You got a big tube going in, and then look at that little small tube inside, folks. You're gonna force it, and then it's gonna go big tube to little tube. Now look, here's the bit, okay? This is what we gotta understand here. So look at what's happening here. I'm gonna talk more about it. This is not the only way I'm gonna draw it, okay? But this is all that's happening. You're gonna go in from one side, folks, big opening, and then you gotta force that refrigerant through a little tiny tube. Here it is. It is the exact same effect as taking your finger and putting it over a garden hose. Or when in the summertime they put the special caps on the fire hydrants and make the water spray really hot, right? Make the water spray really fast, really far, right? It's not blah 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 anymore. It's, okay? They've taken a big opening and they've narrowed it down to a small opening. Yes. Drag is any kind of friction you have in like a parachute. Parachute, high drag, low velocity. This is low drag, high speed, right? I mean, very little drag. That's why it's hard to slow down an aircraft. You don't have brakes on aircraft.
Drag and helium up top is like it makes like a vacuum within the wing to force the opposite car to go down.
Well, yes, that we use downforce. We use downforce in a vehicle. We use a wing in reverse. Is what we use on a vehicle, on high-speed vehicles, stuff like that. Yeah, we use a wing in reverse, right? All right. Actually, my little drawings are working out pretty well. Actually, nope, wrong on the side. So we'll take that. All right. So let's get on this. Let's get on slide 18 so you can look with me, folks. Get on slide 18 with me, all right? Check it out. So let's look at our other restrictor, okay? Folks, here's the thing. If you looked at that orifice tube and thought about it a little bit, what would you say about the orifice tube? Is that non-adjustable or adjustable? The orifice tube. The orifice tube.
Not
Which I want to
adjustable.
pass around. That is very much a static restrictor, the orifice tube. It does not change, okay? But if you start looking at our thermostatic expansion valve, the main difference about it, folks, you see you got a spring in there, you got some sort of diaphragm, you've got this weird tube thing, you've got a sensing bulb, you got this. The main difference between the orifice tube and the expansion valve is that the expansion valve is adjustable. Okay? It's an adjustable orifice. Alright? What does it adjust to? Well, a thermostat adjusts according to temperature. And so the exact same thing happens in our thermostatic expansion valve, alright? So I'm gonna go over here to the little animation slide. Okay, this is the old style ones. We've got a new style that's on the new trainer. But what's gonna happen here, folks, you have this sensing bulb here that is filled with gas. Doesn't matter which gas, it just matters that how it works. Okay, when the temperature of that bulb increases, the gas expands, goes through our capillary tube and pushes down on a diaphragm. That's why you got a funny little hat on. That's the diaphragm. Alright, you just have a couple of these, we'll go downstairs and find it. Okay. Inside the diaphragm, a little pencil, that's a pin, and it's going to control a valve. Up and down, up and down. Temperature goes up. If you got a high heat load in the system, folks, would you want more refrigerant flowing through the evaporator or less? High heat load equals more refrigerant. So we need to open this valve up a little bit. Not a lot. I mean, it's going to open tiny little bit. But it's enough. And it will change, all right? Meanwhile, if it's cold out, if you're activating the air conditioner in the wintertime or something like that, which can happen, some manufacturers even do that, okay? It won't open up as much because you only want to put as much of the evaporator as can boil off. Okay, so if there's a high heat load, it will adjust. And that's it. How does it do that? Let's go back to our other slide here. Poof. Alright, that's it, folks. It's just this little bulb. gonna come around here, connect the tube to our diaphragm, and it's gonna push up and down on this little cup seal down here, this little valve. Okay, that's it. Refrigerant's gonna come in, it's gonna go through here. That's your orifice. Right there. So this is open over here. That's it. That's it. Now, you're gonna see something like that on this train. But you're not gonna see something like this on the other train. Instead, what you're gonna see is the new style, which is called an H block. That's it. Everything about this is more compact. It's going towards smaller sizes, more efficiency, more effectiveness, all right? These systems used to have, back in the 70s, some folks, they used to have 3 or 4 pounds of refrigerant. We're not even breaking a pound anymore. Lower refrigerant charges, much more efficient, less power demand, things like that. This is the new style expansion valve. Gotta be something like 95% of vehicles are equipped with these. But you still need to know what the orifice tube setup looks like. Okay, you're still gonna work on it, you're still around. Tahoes, I showed you. Okay. This is the H block expansion valve. But look, you still got your diaphragm up here, folks. We're just missing the bulb, and the temperature sensor is just built in. That's it. That's it. Alright? So cool. And it does the exact same thing. It's gonna what? It's gonna increase and decrease. No, it's gonna what is it gonna increase? Velocity or pressure? It's gonna increase. Gonna increase velocity, increase speed of the refrigerant, literally. It's just gonna make it squirt through, folks. Okay, so you did that. So you think it's gonna go out of the compressor as a gas, and then it's gonna go to this other thing called the condenser.
Yeah.
So where is the condenser? So keep them going.
This is the condenser because it's hot air, as you can see by the temperature here is 115, 117. It's pretty hot. And as it flows through these little tubes here, Oh, refrigerant, gaseous refrigerant going through to the tube, going down and changing state into a high pressure liquid. What's it called? Condensation.
Nice.
I got you.
Nice.
So after it goes through condensation, it goes up.
After it condenses.
After it condenses, it goes up and goes through
Receiver dryer.
the receiver dryer. And through the receiver dryer, it is it filters the gaseous refrigerant to make sure it pushes only liquid to go down into the evaporator. To the expansion valve.
Well, is bro good?
And through the
Where is that valve that you talking about?
Wow.
this little thing, right? You can tell because it has like a little disc. Yeah.
Well, why else can you tell?
This thing. And then
Oh, look. Look.
I don't even know.
Oh,
That's what,
where is
that's
that?
why we need an
Right here.
evaporator drain.
Oh shit! Right.
Because it lets out water.
That's why we need that. And now we've got this this
And the
drain
expansion
pan.
valve is gonna play with the velocity, increasing the velocity to bring the thing to lower pressure, and bring it into
Where is
the
it? But yeah, hopefully your week can go better. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I know you got something to look forward to for sure. Something. Oh, she's doing it for you, or?
He told me, yo, Kari, you look like a sad.
Who said that to you?
He didn't say that, but I'm gonna summarize what he basically said.
Look. Okay, now we're gonna go out to the parking lot here in a little bit. We're gonna go find cars. We really got a very noticeable vibe. Keep looking, all right? Do we have the thermometer?
Now this is a fire angle.
Right here. The firewall is this wall right here. It's the separator between the entry compartment and the passenger. No, this whole area, it's behind. Just say it's behind the engine. It's behind the engine. It can't be over here because where's the evaporator? The evaporator crosses into the car. The evaporator is inside the car.
If it wasn't in the apartment, I mean, if it was,
Not yet. Apparently it will be. So where is the evaporator? Where's the evaporator?
Like, yo, where's my pen at?
Absolutely. That's it. That's it. Yeah. I mean, it's got to be inside because that's where we're trying to get the heat. Okay. So that's it. That's where the drain's got to be. Okay? That's where the drain's going to be. Right. Y'all want to see if we can see it inside? Don't worry about all that. Tell me what the symptom would be if it were clogged, and where did you find the drain? That's it. Tell me a couple basic things, right? Well, I think one. There you go. Look at Sam. Look at that. You never asked. Anybody that didn't see the Jeep, would you like to come out with me and look at the Jeep? Anybody want to come? Well, that's, you can get it which side, driver or passenger? You guys want to go look at the Jeep with me? You can.
Damn, master mechanic changing his oil.
Yo, you missed the fuck out of that shit.
I didn't miss that. That was you.
Who shot that? They hit over him.
What's the story here? We're gonna need a funnel, or what are we doing?
He did it. He did it already.
Yo, Mr. Bam, why don't you do one more?
Do what?
Add a little more.
Well, let's get a rat. Yeah, we got some towels, man.
You gonna have bro smoking out here.
It'll smoke, guys. It'll get hot and go
You
down.
gonna have bro smoking.
Come on, let's go look at it. I've already seen it. I just want to look at it again.
Damn, he just about to cut on the whole class? Beep.
Open that bitch up. No. Return our tools. Put your tools back. Put the exhaust back.
Huh? I'm not. No, you have to use a scanner too. You have to use your card scanner and then.
See how he has like the marks on his body and all that shit? I'm gonna do something like that.
That's fire.
Alright, start pulling that shit there. Hold up.
See like the marks he has on his body and all that? I'm gonna do
Who's that
something
nigga
like
from
that.
Paladin?
Paladin. That shooting game like Overwatch?
Yeah, better Overwatch.
Better than Overwatch? The old version was better.
Out now.
Oh yeah. He's definitely about to say that. Better than Overwatch like OG?
It was free.
Whose gallon is this?
That don't mean shit.
$5.
How sure are you that you put money on it?
I got it, nigga. I got it.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
Oh, we should have picked him up and looked at me. You guys want to do that still?
Do what?
Look for the evaporator drain on this car? Yeah. You want to do that? Look, get the evaporator. Look at the
Oh,
evaporator.
wait, no, I'm sorry. That was that fucking dingy stuff.
Want to do it?
Alright, that's my
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna have it, but when it's under black light,
Want to do it? All right, let's pull it back in.
All right. W day. It was a W. About to go home with my. Yo, literally, I recorded some of that dumb shit he said at the end.
You gotta make a Kyber Moments compilation,
But yeah, I appreciate y'all for the love. I had 41 subs. Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all. Keep being great. And we back at it tomorrow.
Got a cut.
Bye. Shut up, CD.